Hey everyone, welcome back to GM Details. In today's video I'll be taking a look at a brand who's probably came to market at exactly the right time. A time when the world screeched to a halt and caring for one's car became a favourite pastime, or getting away from the missus, one or the other. September 2020 was the launch of Go. Instagram was buzzing with excitement over the teasing images of exciting products and accessories leading to launch day. The branding looked amazing, and so they were kind enough to send me this selection of products to take a look at. So let's get into it. First up we have the shampoo. Now I'd first of all like to say that I think they're missing a trick here, that they offer shampoo in 500ml and 5 litres. Where's the 1 litre? I was a bit surprised by that when I looked on the website. But anyway, let's get back to the review of the shampoo. As you can see, it's a super thick, very concentrated shampoo, very good dilutions. I'm only using 20ml. It says to use 20 to 30ml depending on how dirty the car is. So I'm going to use it at the lowest dilution because it's still summertime, the car's not really overly dirty, and I've already given it a snow foam using Monster Shine's Tin of Brew Whiskey Snow Foam. Full review of that to come. So we'll just agitate the shampoo in the bucket, generate some suds, and then we'll get straight into the wash. Now, I've chosen wash pad today as my Lacoulin, the latest ultra soft car wash mitt, easy to dry microfiber premium auto detailing wash mitt, best for 2 buckets wash, straight from China. And it was great because it came within 10 days, and I got 2 mitts for £6.80. Great value. And for the bottom half of the car, I'm going to use my Rig Company noodle wash mitt. Contrary to what you're seeing here, the car is actually dirty. It's been 2 months since it's actually had a wash, and believe it or not, it's not actually had a contact wash in that time. I gave it a little quick snow foam and rinse and just left it at that. So this is its first contact wash in our ownership. Now, this type of mitt that I'm using is a very low profile mitt. You get a very good sense of what the mitt is actually doing on the panel, and it is gliding across the bonnet there with relative ease. Bearing in mind there is absolutely no protection on the car whatsoever, but the shampoo is providing enough lubricity for the wash mitt. And at halfway through the wash, I just wanted to show you how much suds were still left in the bucket. Quite a lot, and I haven't been back in with the pressure washer lands, but bearing in mind I am in a very soft water area. You might need a little bit more shampoo if your water is a bit harder. So right now, at the time of recording, this shampoo in a 500ml bottle comes in at £7.95, which is great value. You get about 25 washes at the very lowest dilution. Like I say, if you're in a harder water area, you may have to use about 30ml to get the same sort of lubricity and suds. But even that, don't you think it's quite good value for money for that? And the shampoo is genuinely a nice, pleasurable shampoo to use. That is until I swapped the wash mitt and to do this part of the back of the car. Now, with this Rig Company noodle wash mitt, it's maybe about 2 years old now, and I only use it for the lower halves of the car. But the wash experience just changed. It suddenly felt slightly grabby and not as slick as it did with the Lacoulin wash mitt. So bear that in mind. Different wash medias may give you a different experience on the product you're using, and maybe even the age of the pad, mitt or sponge that you're using might have a factor in that too. It's not a negative about the shampoo, it's just an observation that I made at the time. So overall, I really enjoyed using the shampoo, no complaints with it whatsoever. It's got a great dilution, it's got slickness, and it's got good cleaning power. For me, just that 20ml in the 20 litre bucket was enough to do the car without having to go back into the pressure washer and reinvigorate the suds. So I'm happy with that. Go's Iron Decon. This might be the first video you've seen this year of the decontamination being done on car paint. Generally speaking, it's used to highlight how good it is when you're using it on wheels, but that's not what the general purpose is. Yes, it can be used to remove embedded brake dust from your alloys, but its primary purpose is to remove these little dots from your car's paintwork. This has to be done on a clean car, so once it's washed, rinsed off and dried, you can apply this product. Now what it does is, it looks for these little embedded orange dots that you have in your paintwork, and it causes this chemical reaction. Now we'll go into a little bit more detail a bit later on in the video. But basically the job of this product is to seek out these little orange dots. You'll see them light up purple. That's the reaction of the chemical that's in this product. So it's important that you use it neat, straight out the bottle. Trigger spray on, don't use it in direct sunlight. Allow a fair amount of dwell time and you'll see these little trails coming off the metal particles. Now it's best that you do this just maybe a couple of panels at a time, just so you can observe how the chemical's reacting. Some of them do tend to dry that little bit quick, and those ones in my mind aren't really worth using. And iron decon here after 5 minutes dwell time is still quite fluid and rinses away quite well too. But the true test really is on the second application. You very rarely see this. People usually use a decontamination stage and you see them applying folate remover once and never go back again and check and see if they've removed it all. So once you've used it, it's reacted, rinsed off, go back and try it again and see if there's still embedded contaminants in the paintwork. This is what I'm trying here. And as you can see, the first application hasn't really got rid of all the contamination. It's still quite heavily contaminated on the second go, albeit a lot less. Now if there's anyone missing the folate remover on a wheel shot, this one is just for you. We've got a little bit of the raspberry ripple effect with the folate remover and then some snow foam applied on top of that. Now it's been dwelling on this panel for around 10 minutes or so and it's still quite wet, so it hasn't dried even although it's quite a warm day, so that's good that surfactants are keeping it from drying too quickly. Now don't try this, I'm just trying to demonstrate to you how fluid that it is. But what I'm feeling under my finger is the iron particles that are still embedded. So it seems like after 2 applications of this and a dwell time of around about 20 minutes for the 2, time to rinse it off and see where we are. Certainly the wheel seems to be cleaning up very well indeed, contactlessly. So that's with the folate remover, snow foam on top of that, rinse it off and look at the condition of that. Now there are some wheel cleaners that have this chemical inside it to help aid the cleaning process. It's called thioglycolic acid, and as you can see it's been very effective on cleaning up these wheels with the brake dust that was on it, but it's not really designed for a maintenance wash where you would just use a wheel shampoo for instance. And because I've used it on this wheel, it's very important that you give it an extra good rinse down. So we're now on application number 3 of iron decon, just to see if there's any more fallout still left on the paintwork. I do hope not, because we're running out of folate remover. This clip's been sped up 10 times just to see if there's any reaction. I've zoomed in a little bit as well and I can't see anything reacting on the paintwork on these doors, which is good news, but it has taken 3 attempts to get here. I'm going to try a slightly different experiment on the rear of the car here. I've already pre-sprayed it and I'm going to work it in, agitate it with the wash mitt. Now what I've done is I've taken the wash mitt, which is already wet from the shampoo stages, sprayed a few sprays of the folate remover into that, and I'm just going to very gently work into the panel, and in a hope that working that in will remove the fallout that's there, dunking the wash mitt into the rinse bucket just to get rid of any of that contamination that may be in the mitt more frequently than you would do with the wash stages. The idea behind this is that the wash mitt coupled with the surfactants in the fallout remover and the thioglycolic acid being able to remove the tiny particles of iron, brake dust, rail dust, whatever you want to call it. And with that agitation, hopefully then the fallout remover product will work quicker. And hopefully here you can see just how slick it actually is. There's plenty of suds to lubricate the panel. I'm actually struggling to hold on to the mitt, and just as we rinse away the residue here, you can see that how easily the product is rinsed away. Sometimes with fallout removers they can just stick a little bit and create quite a bit of suds to remove, and it does take a while, but this one rinses away cleanly, quickly and easily. Now after the rinse off, it's squeaky clean. Do you not like that noise? I'll not do it again. Sorry. So let's see if that method has worked any better. It's nearly empty. It's nearly a full bottle we've used there, experimenting and playing around with it, just so you can see for yourselves how good it is, or how bad it is, depending on your point of view. So it's a little bit more effective, but not 100%. Still a little bit of fallout there, and maybe another hit with that would see that away. Or would you go at this stage with a clay bar with that? Would that be enough to remove? Let me know in the comments below what would be the best process that you would follow. I'm interested to read your thoughts. After using fallout remover, I like to go over the car with whatever was left in the snow foam lance bottle. And what that does is the snow foam itself can work its way into all the crevices that the fallout remover may have got to, because the last thing you want in your car, as fallout remover stinks to high heaven, the last thing you want is that remaining in behind door handles and door shuts and stuff like that. So a good snow foam bath after it only takes a few minutes. There's no dwell time really for it because the car's already squeaky clean, as we found. Snow foam, rinse off, dry it, done. Goes interior detailer now. It's a kiwi scented product, quite earthy but clean, if that makes sense. It's a really nice scent, just couldn't really distinguish it in the bottle. I haven't really smelt anything like that before, but yeah, kiwi scented. This is one of those products that it claims to cleans, dresses and surface protects all in one. So let's just see how we got on with this. So overall, it's very easy to apply, very easy to remove, buff off. But after it dried, it just seemed to have that sort of luster that you get with the silicone from the dealers. It was just that little bit too shiny for me, for my liking. Although, ignore the carpet there by the way. It did do a very good job of cleaning up the sill area, as you can see from the cloth. And if it leaves some protection behind, then great. Now, tyre dressings are very subjective, and it's a huge subject to tackle. But luckily Go only has one type of tyre dressing, so that's going to be easy, isn't it? I don't know. Let's get the tyre prepped and ready. Autogland's Rebound, a dedicated tyre cleaner. Some of you may have switched off at this point, but I like it. It's a great product, it really works fast, and that's what I want it to do. So just give the tyre a quick rinse down, a couple of sprays of Rebound, and then we'll get to it with the Tough Shine tyre brush. Sounds like a remix track, that, doesn't it? Now, there's a few things you could use to prep your tyres. You could use a tyre and wheel cleaner, you could use a wheel cleaner, or you could use an all-purpose cleaner. Various dilutions depending on how dirty the tyre is, but generally with an all-purpose cleaner, anywhere 5 to 1, 10 to 1, something like that. And sometimes even just these wheel cleaners that are ready to use, those will do tyres as well. Just a quick note, however, that tyre manufacturers generally don't recommend that you use harsh chemicals too often on your sidewalls of your tyres, in much the same way that you wouldn't use an exfoliator every time you wash your face. Now, I'm fairly confident that Rebound will have cleaned the tyres thoroughly with just one go. It very rarely takes more than one. Agitating the foam, it's nice and white, which generally means the tyres are clean enough for a dressing. Next, to get the best out of your tyre dressing, it's better that your tyre is clean and dry. Now, you can either dry it with what I'm using here, a pet vac, you can use a leaf blower, you can use a microfiber towel, or you can just leave it to dry in the sun. And now we're prepped and ready, now time for the product. Now just pause here for a second. Show tyres, what does it make you think of? Yes, super, shiny, glossy and silicone. All the things I really hate as a tyre dressing, but we'll see how we go on with it. Now, I apologise if you can hear crinkling in the background there. I'm not eating a packet of crisps, I'm opening this. It's my new tyre dressing applicator, or makeup brush, as it was purchased from AliExpress in China. It came really quickly, and it's a dense, packed, very soft bristle brush. Very soft indeed. Obviously if it's for your face, to apply face powders and such like, but we're going to apply a solvent dressing to a rubber tyre. Who would have thought? If you want to try one of these, maybe order it now for somebody for their Christmas, because that's roughly when it'll arrive. No, honestly, seriously, it does come quite quickly, especially from China. I'll put a link in the description box below for you. So just apply a few drops of the dressing onto the brush. It spreads about as easy as any liquid gel and rubber, but what the brush is particularly good for is getting into the grooves and lettering on the sidewall of the tyre. As you can see there, it works in really well. It is a tiny bit grabby, but that also brings in a sort of control element that it stops it from slipping all over the place that you would do with a sponge or a bigger applicator. It really is easily controllable, but it's not about this applicator, it's about the tyre dressing. So here are the finished shots. It's a solvent based high gloss gel formula that treats and seals your rubber in one application, with results that will last weeks, whatever the weather. That's what makes this product really interesting. Usually if a brand puts show on a product, it's usually because it gives you that high impact, really glossy, but doesn't have any longevity. And this product claims to deliver longevity with the gloss, if that's your type of thing. I'm trying to dry it down here just to see if the high gloss is due to just being freshly applied, but it's not budging much. And to complete the application, just a final wipe down with a microfiber cloth just to get rid of any residue, and we're left with a deep glossy black tyre. If that's what you like, great. Personally speaking, this type of dressing just doesn't suit me, but if you're looking for a high gloss look to your tyres that's going to last a few weeks on every application, and also is not going to be sticky after it dries in, then certainly this might be worth looking at. And that brings us to the end of the video. I hope it's been of some help. If you were looking for some new products to try, have a look on Go Detailing's website. I've seen some cracking offers on bundles, and I'll put a discount code in the description box below which may get you some money off. I'm not affiliated with Go Detailing. This review is my own opinion based on my own experience with the products. I'd like to thank Go Detailing for sending these products along with a wham bar which a mouse ate in the garage. Just as we take this final look at the car, you can see how lovely and glossy it looks, and that's just from the shampoo and fallout remover. The shampoo was great, fallout remover, I would just like that just being a little bit stronger if there was any advice to pass on to Go Detailing. But as you can see, we've used the bottle up now, and there's no more fallout there, so it's done its job eventually. So thank you all very much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, then please do hit that subscribe button so you can be notified of any new content that's uploaded. Look forward to seeing you on the next one. Take care. Cheerio, bye.